The 78th Annual Tony Awards didn't just celebrate Broadway, they proved it's back and bigger than ever.
Okay, y'all sit down because they said that we only have 90 seconds.
From show-stopping performances and history-making wins to viral celebrity moments, Keanu Reeves, we're looking at you. This year's event had it all. Ready to relive the biggest highlights of the night?
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.
Just like the Oscars honor the best in film, the Tonys are the ultimate celebration of live theater magic. And this year was extra special. Broadway brought in more money than ever before. Can you believe it? A staggering $1.9 billion season. The 2025 Tonys kicked off in pure theatrical style, packed with nods to current hits and beloved classics. And leading the way, none other than host Cynthia Erivo, who wowed the crowd in 9 stunning outfit changes. She opened the show in a striking red dress with a white collar and belt, and as the Wicked star made her way to the stage, she casually greeted a cardboard cutout of Andrew Lloyd Webber, just like in the latest Sunset Boulevard revival. On her walk, producers threw out wacky show pitches, inspired by everything from The Music Man to this year's buzzworthy Death Becomes Her musical. And just when we thought the opener couldn't get any better, Oprah Winfrey herself showed up.
What are you doing here?
It's the Tonys. It's you. I had to be here.
The two stars shared a quiet, almost spiritual moment. Yes, Oprah even offered Cynthia a finger.
The only thing you need to do is just be yourself.
Finally, Erivo made it to the stage and broke into a high-energy musical number.
Sometimes all you need is a song.
At one point, she even took the mic into the audience, offering it to celebs like Kristen Chenoweth and Adam Lambert for a few surprise lines. After the big opening, she officially welcomed everyone to Broadway's biggest night.
Broadway is officially back.
But Erivo wasn't just hosting. She was laying down the law. Before the first award was even handed out, she gave tonight's winners a fair warning. They had 90 seconds to make it to the stage, say their thank yous, and wrap it up.
If you go over, you will be played off, or I will sing you off. And now, the end is near.
And she wasn't kidding. When Cara Young won Best Featured Actress in a Play for Purpose, her emotional speech ran a little long, which was understandable. She just made history as the first Black woman to win in that category. But still, in came Cynthia, belting out Sinatra's My Way to gently move things along. The same thing happened when Eureka Day won Best Revival of a Play. Cue the music. Throughout the night, Erivo kept the laughs coming with one clever zinger after another, especially when it came to Hollywood stars crossing over to Broadway. She gave playful shout-outs to several big names in the crowd, including first-time nominee Sadie Sink and
an up-and-comer that I think you're going to be hearing a lot about, George Clooney.
George Clooney was nominated for his role in Good Night and Good Luck, and he brought some serious couple goals to the red carpet with wife Amal. Back to our host. Cynthia couldn't resist poking fun at the Succession takeover, a playful nod to Kieran Culkin and Jeremy Strong, who recently made their way from screen to stage. And funnily enough, the first win of the night did go to a Succession alum, Sarah Snook. She picked up Best Leading Actress in a Play for her powerhouse performance in A Picture of Dorian Gray. On stage, she admitted she felt intimidated by all the talent in the room, but gave heartfelt thanks to her team, her crew, and her husband.
The biggest thank you I can ever give to my husband, my soul's mate. You are so brilliant, holding the fort down and keeping our family together and looking after the Fonz. I love you so much. Thank you.
Fun fact, this marks the 3rd year in a row that the winner of this category also won an Emmy in the last 10 years, following in the footsteps of Jodie Comer and Sarah Paulson, who also happened to be presenters this year. And handing Snook her trophy, none other than Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. Yes, Bill and Ted themselves. The iconic duo is bringing their bromance to Broadway this fall in Waiting for Godot.
I've never been on Broadway. It's something that has been a dream of mine for a long time.
But Keanu didn't stop stealing the spotlight after presenting. During Jonathan Groff's electric medley of Bobby Darin songs from his bio-musical Just in Time, things got wild. At one point, Groff leapt onto the armrests of Keanu's seat and sang with the actor's head between his legs. And how did Reeves react? Like a total legend, laughing, pulling silly faces for the camera, and clearly loving every second. Francis Ju took home the Tony for Best Featured Actor in a play for Yellow Face, wearing a very special tuxedo. It originally belonged to actor Alvin Ing.
He had it made for himself for the opening of Pacific Overtures on Broadway in 1976. And when he gave it to me, he told me he wanted me to wear it when I accepted my Tony Award.
In a powerful and emotional speech, Ju honored the Asian artists who paved the way, speaking directly to those who feel unseen or unheard. He also touched on today's political climate, urging everyone watching to be brave and dream big. Meanwhile, Jack Malone won Best Featured Actor in a musical for Operation Mincemeat, a new musical. They became only the second actor this century to win this award for playing multiple roles, the first being Daveed Diggs in Hamilton. Natalie Venetia Belcon scored Best Featured Actress in a musical for Buena Vista Social Club. Though she's a Broadway veteran, this was her first nomination and her first win.
So the last time I was here was the 58th Tony Awards. I missed this place.
After thanking the cast and crew, she added, unexpectedly,
The band, my obsession. Well, my second obsession. The first one is Jason Momoa. Hey, Jason, how you doing?
oh, and Buena Vista Social Club? It was a major contender this year with 11 nominations, and it didn't disappoint, winning Best Choreography, Best Sound Design of a Musical, and Best Orchestrations. This show is definitely making waves this season. Purpose scored one of the night's toughest wins, Best Play, and made history in the process. Brandon Jacobs Jenkins became the first Black playwright in 38 years to win in this category.
I encourage everyone to please support their local theaters. A lot of great stuff happens in New York, but a lot more happens out in the regions.
A monumental moment, introduced by none other than Ben Stiller. The actor brought his signature humor to the stage, joking,
The stage has been a constant sanctuary for me, dating all the way back to last week when the Knicks lost the Eastern Conference Finals.
The crowd loved it. He followed it up with a grin.
I was told there's a huge crossover between theater lovers and sports fans.
The night was absolutely packed with star power, and the presenters were just as impressive as the nominees themselves. LaTanya Richardson Jackson and Samuel L. Jackson shared a sweet moment on stage together. They met back in college and have been married since 1980. We also spotted Jean Smart, Katie Holmes, Tom Felton, and many more. Speaking of Felton, you may have already heard, the Harry Potter star is making his Broadway debut this fall. He's stepping back into his Draco Malfoy's shoes this November to play the grown-up version of the character in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
I look forward to the process. I know I'm in really good hands. There's a fantastic cast and crew behind the entire thing. So I've been told that they will hold my hand in moments where I don't know what I'm doing.
Glenn Close took the stage to introduce Nicole Scherzinger's powerful performance from Sunset Boulevard. And wow, the new Broadway star stunned the crowd with her emotional rendition of As If We Never Said Goodbye. A former Pussycat Dolls singer, Nicole was nominated for her very first Tony for playing Norma Desmond. And yes, she won it.
First of all, I just have to thank God for carrying me every step of the way. I give you all the glory.
In her heartfelt speech, Nicole thanked legendary composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, as well as her fiancé, Tom. But it was her emotional closing that really struck a chord. Nicole admitted that for a long time, she felt like she didn't belong. But now, standing on that stage, she finally feels seen and accepted.
Just keep on giving and giving because the world needs your love and your light now more than ever. This is a testament that love always wins.
It was a huge night for Sunset Boulevard, too. The revival took home Best Revival of a Musical, and the stage was packed with cast and crew flooding in to celebrate. Later, Bryan Cranston and Allison Janney announced winners in two of the biggest categories. Michael Arden picked up the Tony for Best Direction of a Musical for Maybe Happy Ending, and used the moment to give a heartfelt shout-out to the queer community. Sam Pinkleton took home the Tony for Best Direction of a Play for Oh Mary. During his speech, he gave a touching shout-out to actor Cole Escola, saying they taught him one of the most powerful lessons of his career. "You have taught me to make what you love and not what you think people will like." And speaking of Cole Escola, they later returned to the stage to accept the Tony for Best Lead Actor in a Play.
It's been a sincere pleasure spending time with you over these warm salads at all these luncheons.
In their acceptance speech, Escola thanked their mom, the cast, the crew, and the producers. And here's a fun fact. Cole became the first person in over 40 years to win a Tony for a show they also wrote. The last time that happened? Back in 1983, with Harvey Fierstein and Torch Song Trilogy.
There's nowhere to go from here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to die. Sorry.
Escola wowed the crowd in a stunning blue and silver corseted ball gown, complete with a dramatic train and sparkling silver heels. Talk about a showstopper.
It is inspired by the gown that Bernadette Peters wore in 1999 when she won her Tony for Annie Get Your Gun.
And speaking of Fierstein, he was honored earlier in the evening with the special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater.
I dedicate this award to the people in the dark and offer my most profound thanks to all of you.
One of the night's biggest awards, Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Musical, was presented by Ariana DeBose, and it went to Darren Criss for Maybe Happy Ending. Criss, visibly emotional, praised his co-star Helen J. Shin, gave heartfelt nods to his fellow nominees, and saved his deepest thanks for his wife, Mia.
You're the very pedestal that upholds the shiny spinny bit in our lives.
Darren Criss dedicated his award to the memory of his father, Bill, and his brother, Chuck. And to cap off a spectacular night, Maybe Happy Ending claimed the evening's most coveted honor, Best Musical. It was the perfect cherry on top of the show's winning streak, and producer Hunter Arnold summed it up beautifully.
For all the audiences all over the world who came out and saw live theater this year.
A truly happy ending indeed. And one of the night's most unforgettable moments, the Hamilton original cast reunion. To celebrate the musical's 10th anniversary, the iconic crew took the stage in sleek all-black looks. Well, except for Jonathan Groff, who stood out in a regal red jacket, a nod to his unforgettable turn as King George. They delivered a medley of fan favorites that brought the entire Radio City Music Hall to its feet.
I am not throwing away my shot.
The In Memoriam tribute was another emotional highlight. Sarah Bareilles and Cynthia Erivo joined voices for a stunning performance of Tomorrow from Annie, as the screen filled with names and faces of theater legends we've lost. It included George Wendt, James Earl Jones, Dame Maggie Smith, Tony Roberts, and Gavin Creel. Creel, a dear friend and longtime co-star of Bareilles, was the final face shown. The singer was visibly moved, and she wasn't the only one with tears in her eyes. Finally, Cynthia Erivo brought the house down with a powerhouse rendition of And I Am Telling You, I'm Not Going from Dreamgirls. It was the perfect closing to a night filled with talent, heart, and history. And don't worry, we haven't seen the last of her. This August, Cynthia will return to the stage as Jesus in a special one-weekend run of Jesus Christ Superstar in LA. Then, early next year, she's heading to London's West End to star in a one-woman version of Dracula. Now, we want to hear from you. Which win surprised you the most? Who gave your favorite performance of the night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're dying to know what you loved most about Broadway's biggest night. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a moment of the latest in entertainment and pop culture.